What the body knows that the mind has been too loud to hear. Blessings, chosen one, cycle breakers. Welcome to day 2 of 30 Days Sovereign. Stay to the end of this important short transmission from Spirit for you because what you're about to hear is not information. It is a permission slip from your own body to finally be heard. This is not about fasting. This is about what becomes audible when you stop feeding the noise. Your body has been trying to speak to you for years, maybe decades, and every time it tried, the noise was louder. The obligations were louder. The other people's needs were louder. The programming that said your body's signals were inconvenient were louder. So the body learned to speak in a language you could not ignore. Symptoms like exhaustion, weight that will not shift, sleep that does not restore, a heaviness that lives in the womb, that no amount of healing content has fully lifted. That is not your body failing you. That is your body screaming what the noise would not let you hear. Here is what happened on day 1 of this fast. The body began to speak, not in words, in sounds, gurgling, movements, a shifting in the womb. That started in a ceremony 3 days back on Saturday when every cord, every contract, every generational pattern was dissolved, and continued on day 1 as the body confirmed in its own sovereign language that the dissolution was real, not cut, dissolved, disintegrated back to source. The body does not lie about what has released. And then the sleep came, deep, restorative, effortless sleep, not the sleep of exhaustion, but the sleep of a vessel finally given permission to put down what it has been carrying. The salt bed did its work while I rested. And this morning, day 2, I woke up earlier, clearer, lighter, and went straight into gratitude. Not because everything appears perfect, but because the body is finally being heard. The childhood lie is your body's signals are inconvenient. So you learn to override them, to push through, to perform despite the exhaustion, despite the heaviness, despite the body screaming, slow down, in the only language it had left. And it gets deeper. Rest is laziness. So you kept going, filling your time with productivity, filling your body with whatever dulled the signal, because somewhere in the programming, stopping felt like failing. And the most toxic version of the lie is this: others people's needs come before your body's truth. So you silenced yourself before anyone else had to ask, carrying everyone's weight in a vessel that was never designed to carry what was never yours. But you are breaking that lie today, because man shall not live by bread alone, and the body that was created in the image of Source was designed for sovereignty, not survival. Cycle breakers, kings and queens, for empaths, your body has been holding everyone else's emotional weight, their anxiety, their chaos, their unprocessed grief in your nervous system, your shoulders, your womb, because you absorbed what they could not hold themselves. The heaviness you feel is not all yours to carry. For black sheep, your body learned to brace before you even entered the room, because experience taught you that being yourself in that environment was not safe. The tension in your throat, the tightness in your chest, the exhaustion that follows family contact, That is the body remembering what the mind is still trying to make peace with. For narcissists, targets, and survivors, your nervous system was recalibrated in a high alert environment to scan constantly for the next threat, the next shift in mood, the next moment where you had to manage someone else's volatility to keep yourself safe. Your body is not broken. Your body was doing exactly what is necessary to do to survive. Now it is time to teach it that survival mode is no longer required. For fire signs, you have been consuming your own fire, swallowing your truth, suppressing your signal, dimming your frequency to keep others comfortable, and the body stored every suppressed flame as as unexpressed energy that had nowhere sovereign to go. The fast is creating space for that fire to finally burn in the direction it was always meant to burn. And let me say it the way the sovereign understands it. The body never forgot. What the mind convinced itself it was fine, the body kept the score. And the fast is the moment the body finally gets to settle it. Kings and queens, this is what it looks like when a chosen one gives their body what it has been asking for. Not a supplement, not a program, not another healing modality. Silence, space, sovereignty. Subscribe, follow, share this transmission with the chosen one whose body is trying to speak and has not yet been given permission to be heard. Cycle breakers, empath, narcissist survivors, black sheep, fire sign warriors, kings and queens. Here's what Spirit delivered through me to reclaim your crown and sovereignty. You are chosen, and the body Source gave you was not designed to carry what was never yours. It was designed to transmit what was always sovereign from the moment you arrived. In Chapter 1, the Earth School Lesson Plan, the beginning, you kept overriding the signal, kept pushing through the exhaustion, kept filling the body with whatever dulled the message, kept choosing everyone else's comfort over your body's sovereign truth. And the Earth School lesson is this: a vessel that is never given permission to speak will eventually speak in ways that cannot be ignored. The symptoms were not punishment. They were the body's final attempt to be heard. In Chapter 2, you choose the ending. When you surrender to Source, when you fast from the noise, when you finally give the body the silence it has been asking for, you do not just get rest, you get revelation. The body begins to show you everything it has been holding, everything it was waiting to release, everything that was never yours to carry. You reclaim your crown, and the body finally exhales all the way. For the first time in a very long time, you step into birthright inheritance, not because the body is perfect, but because you finally gave it the sovereign silence it always deserved. Many override the signal, I don't have the time to rest. I will slow down when things are less busy. I cannot afford to stop. Moving from one depletion to another, fueling themselves on obligation instead of sovereignty. So they stay in the cycle, consuming and overriding, carrying and suppressing, wondering why healing takes so long when the vessel never gets the silence to actually heal. Real cycle breakers show up anyway, imperfect, consistent, sovereign. They give the body what the programming said it did not deserve. They rest without guilt. They fast without fear. They let the gurgling happen, the shifting happen, the releasing happen, because they trust that what is leaving was never meant to stay. They document the journey, not the highlight reel, so the next chosen one sees that the process is sovereign, even when it is not a pretty one. Real cycle breakers do not just heal the body, they restore the sovereign vessel. They do not just rest, they recalibrate. They get clarity. The body's signals become a compass, not inconvenient. They get lightness. The weight that was never theirs finally as somewhere sovereign to go. They move from surviving in the body into living from it, sovereign, clear, and finally fully home. You choose the override cycle where you keep silence in the body, keep pushing through, keep filling the silence with noise, obligation, and other people's needs, or sovereignty, where you fast from the override, give the body the silence it has been asking for, and finally let it speak. When your crown is restored, your abundance blueprint activate, clarity activate, the body's signals become your sovereign compass. Rest activates, you stop performing productivity and start receiving restoration. Sovereignty activates, you become the most important person in your own body's experience. That is throne ready. Day 2, the body is speaking. The gurgling is real. The sleep was sovereign. The dream was a transmission. The forgiveness this morning was the body releasing an echo that was never its truth. And somewhere right now, reading this, your body is asking you for the same permission. Give it to yourself the way you would give it to anyone else you love. Remember who you are, chosen one. Your kingdom awaits. Let's reign together, Crown Tribe. Namaste.